Full course layout to its amazing pro shop. Jason Linhart and the staff at Ocala Golf offer everything that you need for your golf outing. That's the Ocala Golf Club. Experience country club style golf at municipal prices. You won't go wrong with the Ocala Golf Club. Call them for a tee time today, 352-401-6917.
This is Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt, bringing stories that are important to our community in and around Ocala. Plus, of course, a splash of sports as well. Now, here's your host, Tom.
Good Thursday morning. Welcome to Ocala Talks with Tom Schmidt. I'm coming to you live from the palatial studios of WOCA Radio, just outside the food court entrance to the Paddock Mall in the Brick City Beautiful. Boy, and it is beautiful this morning. Blue skies, going to be 78 degrees today. I know that the guy that's on the phone line right now, brought to you by Penn Flooring and Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center, is happy with this, except he's probably stuck in meetings in the office all day. Galen Unall joins us. Galen, good morning.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, there is not a cloud in the sky. It's one of those Chamber of Commerce types of day. If there's somebody coming in from like New England this time of year and you can't sell them a house, you need a new job if you're in real estate.
100%. And this is that Carolina blue sky. It's the same blue on the University of Carolina's uniforms. Oh. You can't beat this
Absolutely.
day. It's going to be 78 degrees. My back was thrown out, so there's nothing I can do today that will benefit me. I would love to play golf, but my back says,
Maybe you can ride around in a golf cart.
No, sitting down's the problem.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Sitting down is the issue. I did the whole ice heat thing. Went to the chiropractor, got the electric shock on the back. Left the chiropractor's office, got home last night. Now this is how you know. This is all you need to know about being a guy. If you're a woman and you ever wondered, really, what's the deal with being a guy? I'm going to explain it to you right now in one little quick story. So I get home last night. Went to the chiropractor yesterday at 2:00. Then went back to the office at the Power Plant Business Incubator, did some editing on a couple podcasts that I do editing for. Get home about, probably 10 after 6. The fiance's got the sirloin steak already in the oven cooking and everything. And she goes, "Why's your shirt on backwards?" And I go, "Huh?" She goes, "Your shirt's on backwards." And I look down, and I'm wearing a Florida Gator golf shirt. And the Florida Gator emblem that when it's on correctly should be on the left side of my shirt is on the right side of my shirt. And my collar's down and everything. I left the chiropractor's office. I'd pulled the shirt up over my head, so I pulled it inside out. Then I just slipped it back on without even thinking. Went the entire afternoon with the shirt on backwards. Yeah. And if you ever want to know what it's like being a guy, there you go.
Yeah, and if there wasn't, and no dude would correct you unless there was a woman around and they were trying to impress or make fun of you.
I talked to 4 or 5 guys. I stopped into a store. 4 or 5 guys I know. Nothing.
Well, maybe they thought you were special at the store.
Well, I did ride the short bus when I was in school. I didn't do.
There you go.
But that's because it was a rural bus route, and that's all they had for us.
Sure, it was. Sure, it had an H in it. Sure.
Yeah. But that's the dichotomy of being a guy, because I walked around the entire afternoon, and no other guy helped me out and told me that I was wearing a backwards shirt.
Yeah, you only do that like if you're going to a meeting or you're at a bar or something like that. A good wingman, you got to pick your spots on stuff like that.
I'll tell you a funny story. I went to, and I don't know, I do know how it happened. I was going to a job interview for the Watauga County High School. Watauga County's in North Carolina. I eventually taught at Avery County High School, which is right next to Watauga. But I was going to an interview my third interview with the Watauga County High School, and I was meeting with the principal and the head of the history department. And when I say the head of the history department, there's like 5 history teachers, and one person gets to be the person the principal complains to if the testing isn't done very good, you know. So I'm going to meet with these two, and I get out of my car, and I dressed in the dark and all, not to wake my wife at the time up, and you know, I'd been out the night before. I'd worked as a bartender the night before, so I'd imbibed a little bit. So I just put my shoes on, and I get my nice slacks on and my shirt, button-up shirt on and everything. I'm going to be impressive at this interview because I really want to go to work for the school system. And right as I'm sitting in the lobby of the principal's office waiting to go talk to the principal and the head of the history department, I look down, and I have on a black wingtip and a brown wingtip.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, I had on 2 different shoes. They were on the right feet, but they were not color coordinated. Once again,
that's great.
There's a guy.
Yeah. I mean, I've worn, I have to have something on my feet at all times because my feet get really cold. I've worn slippers to work, you know, so that kind of thing happened.
Slippers to work. See, I couldn't wear my slippers to work. The only slippers
Oh,
I've ever owned.
You only wear, they would have to be like flip-flops.
Well, no, I've had a pair of slippers before. The only pair of slippers I've ever owned were shaped like Mickey Mouse, though, so that probably wouldn't be good to wear.
There you go.
Probably wouldn't be good to wear.
Man, I have some UGG slippers that are pretty amazing.
But it's a dichotomy of yesterday. That just shows you what it's like to be a guy.
Yeah.
Because not only did I put the shirt on backwards, fix the collar and everything without any idea the shirt was on backwards, then my interaction in that afternoon, I interacted with no less than 5 guys. Oh, and when I say I interacted with 5 guys, I mean I went to eat at a food truck with one of my buddies that owns the food truck. I had an employee come in and get a check from me. I had the guy who runs the power plant. I bumped into him. 5 guys. Not one of them told me that I had my shirt on backwards. Now, that could be one of 2 things. They were just being guys and going and laughing after I walked away, and he has no idea his shirt's on backwards, that idiot. Or they didn't pick up that the shirt was on backwards. One or the other.
You know, there aren't too many guys who who wouldn't take every opportunity to make fun of you.
Oh, 100%.
Right? Or they're not really a friend. So they probably didn't notice either. And, you know, it takes a village to make a man. I'm a firm believer in that, you know, as a guy, sometimes you have to help it. Look, man, you've got to fix this. But I probably wouldn't have noticed either.
No, because
but then again, I'm a Florida State fan, and I would have thought that's the proper way to wear it, is in shame and hiding the fact that you have such a hideous animal on your chest.
The fact that I had my collar down and everything, because it's a golf shirt, so the collar was down backwards. Instead of the gray collar, it was a bright blue collar.
Yeah, but there are some funky-looking shirts out there that are golf shirts. And, you know, you're a hip guy. Maybe you're on the front end. I saw some dude wearing capris on the golf course not too long ago, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to punch him in the face or ask him where he got them. I just wasn't sure.
I understand.
Have you seen these?
I have seen them.
Have you seen these?
I have seen them.
I'm like, okay, they look kind of comfortable, but my wife would take them probably.
But they're still capris.
Right. I mean, you know, the whole jogger thing I didn't get either, but now they're taking it to the next level with capri. And then I asked him, I'm like, hey, what are these? And then I found out he was European. And then it took out any desire for me to ever wear such a thing.
So now that's the third thing that is European. The banana hammock should never be worn by anybody.
Correct.
The Europeans wear it all the time. You'll stay at a Disney
Unless you're Michael Phelps.
Right.
You're Michael Phelps and you're getting ready to win another gold medal.
You'll stay at a Disney resort and you'll come out to the pool and you'll go, that guy's not from America. that guy's
Yeah.
not from the United States. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, that guy's definitely. And by the way, shave your back, sir. You're not from the United States.
Shave your whole body.
Yeah. You know, those
Yeah,
guys,
get some of that belly hair out
you
of there.
can tell the banana hammocks, they're not from the United States. So that's one thing. The capris now.
Yeah.
The capris, I've seen 3 guys in capris, talked to all 3 of them. 2 of them were from Finland, 1 of them was from Spain. So that's
None
a
of them
European
are living
thing.
in Ocala.
None.
Because they're going to
None.
be, you'd be heckled off the course if you roll up there.
And then the
your
famous,
wife got you a pair of capris.
then
Yeah.
the famous Seinfeld. It's a European man satchel. No, it's a purse.
Yes.
Okay, it's
correct.
a purse.
That's correct.
It's a purse.
That's correct. Well,
Well-
I'll be in Costa Rica next week, and I'll probably see 2 of the 3.
You're going to see the banana hammock without a doubt.
That's a fact.
That's a fact.
Yeah, I'm not looking
Every
forward
time
to it.
I've been to Costa Rica 4 times, every time I've went, Jaco Beach, you see that.
Yeah.
There's just no getting
Yeah,
around
it's
it.
probably going to happen.
And you're probably
Yeah.
going to see the capris too. I would think the capris.
I don't know. I know I'll see the man purse.
The man purse.
I don't
Oh,
know if I'll see the caprice because I'm not playing golf or anything.
The man purse. Yeah, but they wear them out to like the little tiki bars and everything too, as their relaxing
hope not.
streetwear.
Let's hope not.
Well,
My goal next week is to only wear linen. How about that?
see, that's a good goal.
Right?
That's a very good goal, as a matter of fact. I was just talking the other day because my Cuba Vera linen pants that were bought from Macy's in 2004 finally gave up the ghost.
Oh man.
About 3 months ago, they finally gave up the ghost. And so I've been searching on the internet and everything since for Cuba Vera because they're the only linen pants that really fit me well. Because linen's one of those things, it either fits you or it's atrocious on you.
Well,
It's one of those
They
things.
only have 3 sizes: extra large, large, and medium. I think, and I guess small. But
What
yeah.
do you think? What do you think Sonny Crockett wore? You think those were large or extra large?
I'm pretty sure those were mediums.
Because Sonny
come on.
Crockett made the linen suit or the linen sport coat and the linen pants. He made them hip in 1983 when he rolled them out on Miami Vice.
Yeah, but the ones he had were it was like a $2,500 suit at the time.
But it's still linen. Still linen.
The ones I'm rocking are like $80 for the pants.
That's the ones I'm rocking too.
Yeah.
That's the ones I'm rocking. Hey, we
Yeah,
need
man,
to take.
and I've got 5 different colors, so I think I'm set.
There you
If
go.
there's a new color of linen pants, I'm
Where
buying
are you getting those at, by the way? On the internet?
it.
You get them on the
Dillard's
internet?
and Macy's.
Oh, okay.
Dillard's and Macy's.
Well, you're high dollar. I don't have that. I was thinking more.
Man,
I was thinking more of Ross and TJ Maxx is my speed. That's my speed.
I like 2 pair of pants a year. I've worn the same shoes for 5 years, 4 years now. These are on a record.
Look, don't start with
I'm
me.
very happy.
I wear $10 flip flops from the big box store
That's
here on
true.
Easy Street. So calm
That's
down.
true.
Hey, we
That's
need to
true.
take a break.
That's
When we
true.
come back from break, it's time to talk about a DUI. It's I think it's his 3rd one. We'll talk about that next. You're listening to Ocala Talks.
Everybody should watch the video while we're on break.
It's fantastic.
incredible.
It's a fantastic. 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Well, hello there. Danny Boy here. Now, I've been suffering from some bad luck lately. I've been sick and weak, and I've even been falling down, don't you know? But now I've got the luck of the Irish. I'm choosing Palm Garden for my rehab. I might not find that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, but I'm lucky to be getting back on my health. With a wee little help from Palm Garden will get me back home really fast. Visit Palm Garden, located at the corner of Southwest 27th Avenue and 34th Street, right here in Ocala, don't you know?
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks on a Thursday, March 11th. Month is a third over already. Flying by. Galen Unall from Life South, he's brought to us every day by Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. They're located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how Palm Garden is handling the COVID-19 pandemic, just go ahead and call them. 352-854-6262. Ask them. I'm sure they'll let you know how things are being handled safely at Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. Also, we'd like to thank Penn Flooring. It's family-owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. They're a full-service flooring company that does both commercial and residential. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street here in Ocala, or give them a call, 352-351-3420. Back out to the lines, talk to from Life South, Galen Unall. Galen, there's a video that accompanies this story that you told everybody during the break they should try to go watch. It is a traffic stop and the subsequent body cam footage from a traffic stop February 19th of former Red Sox and then traitor to the Red Sox joining the Yankees, Johnny Damon, who is from Tampa. He was pulled over in Windermere, and it's painful to watch the video when you think about all the things he spouts trying to get out of this traffic stop.
Well, he pulls the classic, do you know who I am? That all these entitled people pull. But my favorite one is, afterwards he's blaming that the fact that he's a Trump supporter is why he got pulled over. He got pulled over in Windermere.
Yeah,
Windermere. Let's be clear, there aren't too many Biden supporters up in there, and I don't think anybody in that whole zip code voted for Hillary.
His exact response after he realizes that nothing else is going to work about him being Damon. He goes, "Hey, bro, I'm a good effing guy." Damon told one of the arrested officers, "I know people are targeting me because I'm a Trump supporter." The officer goes,
"Right.
That doesn't apply here." He goes, "It does. It always does."
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, if you're going to get pulled over and then what is this? He was 4 times over the legal limit.
Yeah.
He probably, in that point in your life, you kind of know what you're saying, but you can't stop yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We've probably all been there. Well, hopefully we're not there on the side of the road with a cop staring at us. But
then his
we've
wife.
all been there where you can't stop talking, and you're like, I'm just digging a bigger ditch. I can't stop.
His wife, she gets out. She tries to hit the cops. Michelle Mangan Damon, she tries to hit the cops. Damon says, she's violent, bro. She's a fighter. She'll fight you. He's telling the cops this while she's doing that. Then he starts saying, believe me, this doesn't need to happen. We're all for Blue Lives Matter. We all love the cops. Why are you doing this to us?
Yeah, fantastic. I mean, it's sad.
No, it's sad when we lose contact. It's sad? It's sad when we lose contact with you right after you say it's sad. That's sad.
Oh. Well, it's sad, but I still, and I get it, I'm laughing at somebody else's misery, but it's a little funny. I mean, he's a Yankee. Yes, he was part of the first Red Sox team to win a World Series in 80-something years. But it is funny. I mean, that's funny. So
if you watch this video in its entirety, you're sitting there going, what train wreck are they going to do next? Because she gets out of the car. They tell her, don't get out of the car. She gets back in the car. Then she gets out of the car. Then she comes and tries to shove the cop out of the way as he's handcuffing Johnny. I mean, it's just... And the aggressor the whole time, Johnny Damon's cussing and he's saying he's being railroaded, and I'm doing this because of Trump supporter. But he's still listening to the cops and everything they're doing. I mean, he's trying to do the field sobriety test. He's failing at him miserably. All this on body cam, and then his wife, who is channeling her best Ronda Rousey, comes out ready to MMA everybody.
And she's probably like 100, 105, 110 pounds, maybe.
Can I tell you a great Johnny Damon story? It's a great story. Have you ever met Hunter Turner? He worked with us here at the radio station. He got cerebral palsy, but he doesn't let that hold him back. He does everything that he could possibly do in his life. Worked for the Golf Channel, worked for me. Very good friends with Tiger Woods, actually. Goes to dinner with the guy and everything. So Hunter's a good kid. So we're at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, I guess 6 years ago now, him and I. And this blonde, just a knockout blonde, comes up, kneels down in his wheelchair and starts talking to him. And then a knockout redhead, and you know, redheads are either really hot or really not. You know how that works. So, really hot redhead comes up, and they're talking to him. And then this, like, short guy comes up, and he's like, what do you do? What are you girls doing? And they were like, we found somebody better to hang out with than you. Get away from us. And they're all like angry with him because he's just drunk and sloshed. And the girls are like rubbing Hunter's head and, hey, you want to hang out with us and everything. And Hunter's eating it up. He's like 21 or 22 at the time, you know, and these girls are come to, I walk up, I go, is there anything going on? And the guy turns to me and goes, no, we're just messing with the kid in the wheelchair. Relax. He's a good kid. And it's a drunk Johnny Damon. It's now his wife, Michelle Mangan Damon. It's her and one of her friends that have tired of Johnny Damon, and now they're hanging out with Hunter.
That's great. Yeah, and Hunter's not afraid to do any of that.
No.
Yes, no. Let's go.
Yeah, Hunter's like, hey, Hunter's like, you know, we could go watch golf over here on the 16th, and Hunter's ready to go. And I mean, when I say he was hammered, could barely stand up.
Yeah. Well, he was hammered in game 4, 5, 6, and 7. They were doing shot when they won the World Series, and the year they came back from being down 3-0 to the Yankees. They were doing shots in between each inning.
Well,
and the guy single-handedly won game 4, hammered.
Yeah.
So that part of me loves him.
My favorite thing of that Red Sox when they won the World Series that year was how they're down 3-0 to the Yankees, and Kevin Millar goes, "Don't let us win and go down 3-1.
Absolutely.
If we go down 3-1, you better sweep us, because if we win Game 4." And when you see, because they videotaped it, remember Kevin Millar and they had the cameras in. Kevin Millar goes, "Don't let us win Game 4. You let us win Game 4," and then he goes off. He got Schill coming. No, it wasn't Schilling. It was some other pitcher.
Schilling was Game 6.
Right.
It was Pedro.
Yeah, that's right. Don't let us win Game 4.
And then you get to Game 7, and who the heck knows?
That's what he said. He goes, "Don't let us win Game 4 because
the game of his life."
Yeah, he says if we win Game 4, you got Pedro Game 5, Schill goes in Game 6, and if we get to Game 7, who knows what happens?
And then David Ortiz showed up. It's arguably, I mean, as a Red Sox fan, it's the greatest moment in Red Sox history. Because what you don't know at the time when you're watching the interview, it's just how many shots they had done at that point.
No, the beer and the fried chicken and the beer and the fried chicken.
No, that came later.
Yeah, that was the year after.
That was in 06. That came later, and that whole team fell apart. The beer and fried chicken was 2 years later. Right, but no, it was 07, so it was actually 3 years later. But it's just an incredible, and it's one of the great documentaries you'll ever see about a team. Is that documentary they put together for the 30 for 30?
We're going to take a break, because when we come back, I want to get your opinion on that documentary, because there's something that's happened to that documentary that makes it where I'll never watch it again, because it aggravates me to no end. We'll talk about that next. You're listening to Ocala Talks, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, WOCA, The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
The House passed a $1.9 trillion stimulus plan with more pork than coronavirus relief on Wednesday. In fact, only 9% of the money is for coronavirus items. The bill does extend unemployment benefits through Labor Day and raises them by $300 a week. The pandemic aid legislation also offers a tax break up to $10,200 of unemployment benefits for individuals. It's $20,400 for married couples in 2020. More than 18 million Americans were collecting benefits as of mid-February 2021, according to the Labor Department. A female aide alleges New York Governor Andrew Cuomo aggressively groped her in a sexual manner after she was summoned to the governor's mansion last year to help Cuomo with phone troubles. They were alone in his private residence. He shut the door when the assault occurred. The unidentified woman is the sixth accuser of Cuomo's alleged sexual harassment. We are USA Radio News.
Hey everybody, if you've ever thought about heirloom beans as a storable survival food, I've got great news. In fact, I'll bet it's the best news you've heard in a while. Here's the thing. We've just received a fresh batch of gourmet heirloom beans, survival soup beans. These beans are gorgeous, highly nutritious, and above all, with no hesitation whatsoever, the best tasting beans in the entire world. The best part? We've dropped the price by 33% this week for listeners who know higher food prices are coming and want an inflation hedge you can actually eat if you want to. It gets even better. With your permission and with a high regard for your health and well-being, I also want to send you 2 pounds of what we think is the single most underrated superfood in the world, period. Go to soupbeansurvival.com, that's soupbeansurvival.com, and discover the real reason we're giving this unusual superfood away at soupbeansurvival.com, that's soupbeansurvival.com.
Think you know Dex Imaging? Think again. In the office, streamlining communications. In the field, delivering top-notch service, enhancing productivity and reducing downtime. In the data center, a part of the growing digital document revolution. In the world of business, supporting entrepreneurs and helping companies grow. In the forefront of technology, developing cutting-edge document management solutions. So if you think you know Dex Imaging, you don't know Dex.
Hey folks, Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens offers you more than a dozen different types of fruit trees at super low prices. So listen up. Bob has blueberries, grapes, peach, banana, mulberry, avocado, guava, pineapple, and more citrus than I can name. Prices start at 2 for $12 on blueberries. Hurry in for the best selection. Also this week, Bob breaks his own low price barrier on red Formosa and Lantana Gold Azaleas at just, now get this, $2.99. And large sizes are available. Knockout and Drift Roses, they're still just $24.99. And of course, Bob Wines is your place for spring veggies. The giant 4-pack, still just $3.99. Check inside the Garden Center for new and exciting items, many marked down 20%. Be sure to check BobWinesCameliaGardens.net for doorbuster specials. Bring your walking shoes to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, Southeast 38th Street in Ocala, in the same blooming place for going on 70 years.
Tick-tock. The days fly by, and we find tax season is upon us once again. Not to worry, though. With a reputable CPA firm on your side, you can rest assured that all of your needs will be handled in a professional and thorough manner. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart is just that firm. They're there for their clients year-round, not just during tax season, to handle your needs and answer any questions you may encounter. At Robson, Scribner, and Stewart, there is no client too small or too large. Their expertise ranges from the single individual to the largest of corporations. Get your return prepared by a professional who will use their years of experience to ensure that your tax return's outcome will leave you in the best possible position. Call them today at 694-4184. Robson, Scribner, and Stewart. They're there for you today. Again, that number is 694-4184. Time is of the essence, so don't delay. 694-4184.
First Church of Christ Scientist of Ocala is hosting a free webcast on Saturday, March 20th at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Philip Hockley, CS, will be the lecturer and discuss how divine love erases suffering from our lives. His talk will be entitled A New View of God and Its Effects on Well-Being. Register now. cstalks.org/Ocala-Hockley. Again, cstalks.org/Ocala-Hockley.
Now you did it. Are you completely insane? He's back. He, who must not be named, the man, the myth, the only guy in Ocala to eat his own weight in fried pickles. Twice. Now, you asked for it. Sorta. Live and in person, it's Tom Schmitz.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. Galen Unall from Life South still on with us. We were talking about Johnny Damon as he got pulled over for DUI February 19th. We got to talk about the 2004 Red Sox that reversed the curse of the Bambino and won the World Series after being down 3-0 to the New York Yankees. You know, a great trivia question, and I know you as a Red Sox fan know the answer right away, but I used it one night as a trivia question, and I was amazed at how many people remembered it. Just like people remember the U.S. beat Russia in the Do You Believe in Miracles game in 1980.
Yeah,
but that wasn't for the gold medal. That was the semifinals.
Correct.
People forget who the Red Sox beat in the World Series. All they remember is they came back and beat the Yankees 4-3. Tell people who the Red Sox beat that year.
Well, it was a sweep, and I think that's the easy part of it. And, and they were just nothing more than.
We're losing you. Galen, you know. Galen.
And a pretty easy win.
Galen, we lost you. You said it was a sweep and then a pretty easy win.
Yeah, Cardinals.
Yeah, the St. Louis Cardinals, exactly.
And then they won them. They beat them again in a sweep in 2007, and that was an incredible. Well, no, in 2006. That was an incredible World Series. There's the whole runner interference call. But the 2004 playoff run with the Boston Red Sox is just incredible. And I think the 4 days in October that we were talking about, the documentary, watched it. You should. And you brought something to my attention during the break, so you want to.
This is why I will never watch this. I will watch the documentary, the version you have, because you have a DVD copy of it. And
Oh, absolutely. I gave them out as gifts that year when they came out. I bought like 15 of them. Yeah.
I will watch your version. I will never again watch the version that ESPN, owned by Disney, by the way. And by the way, let me clear this up when people say, but Tom, you love Disney. I love Disney World, the amusement park. I have disdain for the company of Disney. Okay? I know it sounds weird. I love the amusement park.
Politics.
Right. I don't like the politics of the company. I like the amusement parks.
I'm sorry, banning Dumbo is not a good idea.
Well, they banned it from. They took it from children. They didn't ban it.
Children.
Yeah, they banned it from children. The only person that would watch Dumbo.
Correct.
But anyway, so 4 days in October, there's a very important 20-minute segment in 4 minutes, 4 days in October, that is really one of the most important 20 minutes. Them describing it, but it was one of the most important happenings in baseball ever. And we're concerned Kurt Schilling having surgery to have a tendon stretched across the top of his foot or something to help him get support because he couldn't drive off his foot or something.
Achilles.
Yeah,
it was Achilles.
It was something. Yeah. I don't remember what it was.
It was a tendon connected to his Achilles.
Right. And then he put the sock on. He's bleeding through the sock. And during the World Series coverage, they kept honing in on the bloody sock with a camera and everything. And, I mean, he was fighting through this surgery he'd had the day before. And here he's giving this all-world effort in Game 6 with the bloody sock and everything. And it just was – it's very important.
It's 6 innings.
Yeah.
And if you watch him, he couldn't get off the mound.
He could barely move.
And right, but the Yankees, because of their bravado and A-Rod and all of that, refused to bunt, right?
I would have bunted all
they would
day.
have gotten on base. Yeah, but, it's not who the Yankees – that's when your ego gets in the way.
Right.
Kurt Schilling just absolutely had a monster game.
It was
that stock's sitting in the Hall of Fame.
It's a Willis Reed moment when he comes back with the one leg with the Knicks and wins the NBA championship.
Willis Reed Willis Reed played like 15 minutes in that game.
Right.
Churchill only pitched 6 innings.
It's Jack Ham playing in a playoff game with a fractured leg.
With a broken leg.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Michael Jordan playing sick.
Well, Michael Jordan was hungover.
Really
you can
sick.
say what he was hungover is what he was, but still. He was not feeling well, and he had a game of his life.
Correct.
That's where this is.
It's Brett Favre grieving his father.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's one of the.
In the annals of
performance
sports,
you will ever see.
In the annals of sports, it'll go down as one of the 4 or 5 gutsiest performances ever. It's right up there with. It's right up there with Ken Norton breaking Muhammad Ali's jaw in the first round of their fight. It going 15 rounds and Muhammad Ali losing a split decision. Okay?
That's a good Wells. Yeah.
The man had his jaw broken the first round and fought to a 15-round split decision loss. So that's what we're talking about here.
Pretty incredible.
Well,
Pretty
ESPN,
incredible.
as you know, Kurt Schilling is a conservative. He has some very poignant views on his Twitter account about the Democrats and the liberalism in this country. And he's not shy. Kurt Schilling's never been one shy to back away from what he thinks and what he wants people to understand he thinks and what he says. He doesn't back away from it. He doesn't shy away from it. Kudos to him. Right. He's the same guy behind the cameras, off the stage, as he is on the stage. Okay? I'm glad
that's why he was a great analyst.
100%.
He was the best analyst that ESPN had. He was on their marquee game on Sunday Night Baseball.
100%. And I respect it because people say, are you, when they meet me in public, they go, do you act like this on the radio? I go, 100%, same exact way. You get me regardless. It doesn't matter. So I applaud Kurt Schilling that he does that. Well, Disney fires him because they don't like his political views, and then they edited him out of the 30 for 30. They edited their bloody sock and everything out. It's no longer in the 30 for 30.
Well, I don't even know how that's possible.
I don't either, but they did.
He's the central figure of that whole thing. You know, and wow, that's a little shocking, but thankfully I have it on DVD. And
remember, this is
the
this is the same group that said Peter Pan is now banned from children viewing because they have an Indian wrapped in a blanket going, how?
Because of the Indians. Come on. That was my favorite
They
part.
took Lady and the Tramp off of children watching Lady and the Tramp because we are Siamese, if you please. That's why they took it off.
Well,
2 Siamese cats.
Absolutely. But I could literally talk about that. That's and I love that team. And then my second favorite Red Sox team was that 2013 team with Johnny Gomes. And Johnny Gomes is one of my favorites.
Can I just tell you that 13 team was just that may be one of the best baseball teams ever to play baseball.
No. You're talking about the 2018 team.
Oh, is it 2018?
won
That's the
110
one.
games in the regular season.
Right, yeah.
And they went on that run and were just unstoppable.
Yeah, that was 3 years ago.
Came out of nowhere. The 2013.
You're right. The 18 team. The 18 team's the one I'm thinking about.
The 2013 team with Johnny Gomes and a bunch of nobodies, and Dustin Pedroia was at the center of that team, and they just found a way to win. That's my second favorite team. That 04 team, I would call my dad every day before a playoff game, and I'm like, well, hopefully they can win tonight, and they just kept winning.
Yeah.
And I'm living in Maryland at the time, and it was, there was not a Red Sox fan in sight.
No, because the Orioles, that's the thing. Even as hated as the Yankees are, you get no sympathy from anybody else in the East. It's not like the people in the East start cheering against the Yankees when they're out. They hate Oriole fans hate Red Sox just as much as they do Yankees. So they could care less that it was the Red Sox coming back to beat the Yankees.
Well, what's sad is now the Orioles fans don't even care because their team hasn't been competitive in 20 years.
Well,
think about that. They haven't been competitive in 20 years, Tom.
Where's the days of Brooks Robinson? That's all I'm saying.
No, where's the days of Cal Ripken? At least with Cal.
I like Brooks better.
They don't even seem to care.
We just went on your Bluetooth. We heard.
No, I'm here.
We heard
I'm
it.
here.
We
Yeah.
heard it.
I mean, they're not even. They don't even care anymore.
No.
You know,
Well,
at least with Cal Ripken, they cared.
and people in Baltimore, the younger crowd in Baltimore's national fans anyway.
Unfortunately, that's probably true.
Yeah.
That's probably true. And they still have one of the best ballparks in all of baseball.
Oh, Camden
Top
Yards
five
is
ballparks
amazing.
of all baseball.
Camden Yards amazing.
It's what is it? It's almost 30 years old.
Yeah, it's almost 30 years old now.
The Braves have played in 3 different stadiums in that same time
Let me tell you
frame.
something. The fact that the Braves moved out of Fulton County Stadium into the TED, which I understand, the TED was the Olympic Stadium. I get that. The fact that they moved out of that stadium 19 years later.
That's the sad part.
As a Braves
I
fan,
love the Tet.
as a Braves
Great,
fan, and here's
great
the thing.
ballpark.
Here's what I don't like. So the Braves no longer play in downtown, right across from the Capitol. They play out in Marietta now, next to the Galleria Mall and everything, out off Cobb Parkway.
Yeah.
Okay, I know exactly where they play, off Cobb Parkway by the Galleria Mall, instead of downtown across from the Capitol and Georgia State University. Okay, I understand, and they say they did it because people didn't want to come downtown, and the town had moved to that side of town. The population that watches baseball, which really meant the white folks had moved to that part of town. So they didn't want to come into downtown because it was scary. What makes me angry about all that, besides just the racial undertones? The wall from Fulton County Stadium, the left center field wall that Hammerin' Hank Aaron broke the record with by hitting it over the wall, still in the parking lot, just out there by itself now. Nobody to remember it or anything. Just hanging out in the parking lot in downtown Atlanta.
The whole thing, it's more difficult to get to Cobb than it is to
100% it is.
Sure, because there's no public transport to the Cobb. And so you have to Uber.
Well, you can take that's wrong. Cobb County does have the Cobb County bus system, so you can take the train to the Hightower station, then get on a bus.
Sure.
But by the time you get on the bus, you pass the stadium, so you got to come back in on the bus 50 minutes to an hour. You can get there on public transportation, but who the hell wants to?
It doesn't work. And again, I know we're way away from where we started, but. I enjoyed the walk, going through the underground when you got off the MARTA, going through the underground, going to a game. You felt like you were doing something. It's sad that they did that.
Well, I think I'm a firm believer that baseball stadiums in big metropolitan areas like Los Angeles, Atlanta, Dallas. I think that they should, because they represent the big metropolitan area, not Marietta, not Arlington, not Riverside. I think they should be in the downtown area of the big metropolitan center because that's what they represent.
Well, I completely agree with what you're saying. It's just not always that simple.
I know.
I think San Diego got it right, and when you do it right, like San Francisco got it right, when you get it right, is absolutely spectacular.
Look, you bring up San Francisco. They couldn't get it wrong. Candlestick Park was wrong. Anything they did besides Candlestick Park was going to be right.
Fair.
Candlestick Park. I did the tour of baseball in 1992 with two fraternity brothers, Larry Panicali and Dusty DiStefano, and we did the tour. We took the summer of '92, and we hit every Major League Baseball park, every one of them.
Man, that's something.
The worst.
I want to do. That's one of my goals.
The worst one, in my opinion, we went to was Candlestick Park. It was
Oakland Alameda.
No. The reason Candlestick was worse. Because we did Oakland, Alameda, and Candlestick back-to-back because the Oakland A's were at home and so were the Giants. At least Oakland, Alameda didn't get run over at 9 o'clock at night by a fog so dense that you couldn't see the outfielders. At least in Oakland, Alameda, it wasn't like Candlestick, 57 degrees in July.
Yeah, that's fair.
Oh.
That's fair. I can't argue that, but that's not the worst ballpark.
Well, Detroit was a terrible one because
Tropicana is the worst.
See, I love Trop. I love the Trop, to be honest with you.
Oh,
I love it.
How?
It's one of my favorite. It's one of
what
my
part of it. What part of it do you love?
Because no
Give me
matter
an
where
aspect of that ballpark that is good.
no matter where you sit in that ballpark, it's not a bad seat.
You're wrong, right? You know, half the seats don't even face the ballpark, the home plate.
No, you can see home
You're
plate.
wrong.
You can see home plate.
You could see it as long as you turn your whole body and sit in half the chair.
I don't look. I sit in the 308 section. Do you know where 308 is?
Yeah,
Right behind home plate,
correct.
all the way up top. It's a
Right, I get
fantastic
it.
seat.
Big money. I get it.
Fantastic seat.
Yeah, big money.
No, I'm talking about the nosebleeds.
It doesn't matter.
No, but that's my point. It doesn't
Okay,
matter
so-
because it's all good seats.
Oh, jeez. Well, one, there's nobody there to compete with them. So go ahead. Tell me what else you like besides your view.
Oh, I love the
Okay.
I love the Stingray tank out back. It's fantastic.
You probably haven't even been to the Stingray tank.
Oh, numerous times I've been to the Stingray tank. Numerous times.
You know, they have to replace those Stingrays every 3 months because they die.
That's not my problem.
Well, okay.
It's not my
All
problem.
right.
Look, I'm
So
still
what el-
mad.
what else do you-
I'm still mad at the Stingray
nobody-
population for
It's like-
killing Steve Irwin, so that's okay with me.
You probably like them to go into the Dolphin Stadium and seeing Flipper.
No,
He
I
had to replace twice
no.
'cause he died.
Everything about the Dolphins brings out hatred for me.
All right. Well, again, so you're one of the few people over the age of 12
I love the
who
Trop.
likes the Stingray Park.
I love the Trop.
So you like miscolored grass,
100%.
lighting with
6 different
in
shades.
It's more like 50.
I love the ring. I love the
like
ring of
50
lights
shades of
up in the
green.
top. I love the ring of lights in the top of
and
the stadium.
every section of the field is a different light, right? Because they can't balance the lighting. You like the rafters that are in place.
100%
You like
I do.
The 45-minute wait to move from your parking space, right?
No, I
Not
don't.
the
I don't do
hour
that.
and a half after that.
I don't do that, sir. I don't do that.
What do you get, a helicopter?
No. What I do is I get a hotel. When I go to a game there, I go to a hotel. I Uber from the hotel to Ferg's, get my drink on at Ferg's, walk across the parking lot, watch the ball game, walk back across the parking lot, get some more drink on at Ferg's, and then take
you're
the
not
Uber back to the
getting
hotel.
You're not getting an Uber. Well, you might 2 hours after.
No, yeah, you are. At
You're not
Ferg's,
getting an
of course
Uber
you
an
are.
hour after the game.
No, you go to Ferg's and get your drink on for another
Come
hour and
on
a half,
now.
2 hours.
Come on now.
It's an
Come on.
experience. You get to Ferg's at 5 in the afternoon. You make it the first pitch at 7:05. You get done about 10:30. You go back to Ferg's till midnight, 12:30, and then you go back to your hotel room. It's an evening. It's a good time.
Come on.
Hey,
I just
I'm just telling
I
you.
just can't believe you agree that you somehow. I've been to minor league ballparks. Have you been to the new Gator baseball field?
I have not, but I hear it's
haven't,
I hear it's
but I
spectacular.
guarantee you, it's a better experience than the major league ballpark at Tropicana.
I hear it's spectacular. I have not been there yet. You know, it's a great ballpark if you really want to know, in the Tampa Clearwater area, where the Clearwater Threshers play. Right there on 19, the spring training home of the Philadelphia Phillies. Fantastic ballpark. Single A plays there. They got the Tiki Bar out in left field. Why is it everything with me centers around
Has to be
where
drunk.
the bar is? You know what I mean?
You and Johnny Damon have a real problem.
No, I take Uber. I don't have the same issues Johnny Damon has.
Wow.
Johnny, you know, and I never understood these athletes and these rich people. Like Lindsay Lohan, when she got pulled over and she had the cocaine on her and everything. Why are you not in the back of a limousine? Why are you not in the back of a limousine doing that cocaine? Why don't you have a driver driving you around?
I guess they want to be free and act like, you know.
What,
none of
Johnny
this
Damon?
matters.
Uber's too good for Johnny Damon?
I get you. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
The Lincoln SUV got impounded. How'd that work out for you, Johnny?
It's a fair question.
You know,
fair
I never
question.
understood why all these athletes always get these DUIs. You got that much money, get a car service. You don't have to take Uber. Don't be pedestrian like us broke people. Get a car service. Why are you driving?
It's unbelievable.
Makes no sense.
It's, we talk about it every time, but I guess they want their freedom. I don't know. I mean, like if I'm Tiger Woods, I pay somebody $200,000 a year and like, look, I don't want to talk to you. When I get to my car, you need to be ready to go.
Open my door, shut my door, get in and drive.
You don't even have to shut my door or any of that. Just drive me. But maybe he enjoys driving.
But, you talk about they want their freedom. If somebody's driving you, you have the freedom to drink if you want to. You have the freedom to do whatever illicit drug you want to do if you want to. You have freedom to work on your computer. And
with you.
It's just ridiculous that all these big-name stars and these big Hollywood personalities and everything who think, by the way, they're so much smarter than us. And I know this because they try to tell us why we're stupid for the way we vote compared to the way they vote. So I know they're smarter than us, they think. And yet they, ride around. Lindsay Lohan got pulled over for snorting cocaine off a CD case at a stoplight, and the cop seen her and pulled her over. I mean, how ignorant can you be?
Great stuff. It's great stuff.
Hey, Galen, where's the
fantastic stuff?
Galen, where's the Bloodmobile today?
Hey, today Bloodmobile. We're at the Walmart out there in the Villages at Wedgwood Road. So come by and see us. And as always, just please give the gift of life, donate blood. We're right there on the boulevard, 1607 East Silver Springs Boulevard. Our usage is as high as it's ever been, and we're starting to get out of this pandemic, but we really, really need more blood donors. So check us out at lifesouth.org and give the gift of life.
By the way, Galen, before I let you go, I just was coming up on my phone, came up movies that got zeros on Rotten Tomato. And as I flip open the thing and look, the first movie that comes up for the zero sums up my Atlanta Braves in the 1980s. A Slugger's Wife was the first zero.
Oh, yeah, it's a terrible movie.
And it's all about the Atlanta Braves. Oh, it's a horrible movie.
Yeah, it's a terrible movie. Yeah, it's terrible.
It's really not
terrible.
good. Hey, Galen, we'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, we're not going to have you on next week. You'll be in Costa Rica, right?
No, you're not.
So,
that's right. Tomorrow we'll talk about the TPC.
Hey, if any callers want to, fill in for Galen next week, we're taking applications.
There you go.
You may get Wally pipped. You may get Wally pipped.
I'd be all right with that.
Galen, talk to you tomorrow.
Wally Pipp went on to play for a lot of other teams.
But not the Yankees.
Not the Yankees.
Hey, Galen, we'll talk to you tomorrow, pal.
Bye, y'all.
Galen from Life South joining us. He does every morning. Brought to you by the good folks at Penn Flooring, family owned and operated, serving Marion County for over 30-plus years. They're a full-service flooring company dedicated to finding the best solution for your flooring needs. They have experience in both commercial and residential fields. Go see their showroom at 1201 Southwest 17th Street in Ocala, or give them a call, 352-351-3420. They even provided the flooring right here for WOCA Studios. We'd also like to thank Palm Garden Health and Rehabilitation Center. They're located at 2700 Southwest 34th Street. They offer skilled nursing, physical, occupational, and speech therapy. If you have any questions how Palm Garden is handling the COVID-19 pandemic, give them a call at 352-854-6262. That's 352-854-6262. Coming up later in the show, E.J. Nieves. He's the artist who is painting the mural on the wall in between the radio station and the doors to the Paddock Mall's food court entrance. He'll be joining us in the 10 o'clock hour. He's actually starting to lay out the squares of the graph to paint the mural. He's here today. He's got his stuff set up. He's starting the process, and we'll talk to him at 10 o'clock to find out exactly what we'll try to get out of him, what it is that he's painting and what goes into doing a project like this. All that still to come in hour 2 and 3. Vets Helping Vets up next, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. It's WOCA. The Source.